Coffee Chats with Chrissy, telling you the important information you need to know, the secret that after 10 years, nearly a decade in business, marketing, and sales, the biggest breakthrough that I've had. You're going to want to listen to this one. So, in the previous episode, we did talk about my number two shifts or my biggest shifts when it comes to marketing, sales, business in general. Is I had learned that the biggest thing that you want to do is get somebody either on the phone or you want to get them in the DMs, having a conversation with you, voice noting back and forth, or just get them on the phone, right? Like if you're doing advertising, you do advertising in a different way. Like I've just learned all this stuff. Right? And so the even bigger shift than that, the even bigger shift, I have been studying marketing, got my bachelor's in marketing. I've been studying marketing ever since I started my first business. And then I got into sales, and then I started studying sales and doing sales. And again, I've been doing both marketing and sales. I remember when I had a blog back in the day, and I first learned about SEO, and then I worked for a medium-sized marketing agency and did SEO for them. I still didn't really get it. I still didn't really understand the importance of SEO. And this is a huge conversation because I'm like asking ChatGPT some stuff. And I'm like, okay, how come I've never really heard about these like SEO people besides like one person? I've never really heard about these SEO people, but like there's all these other marketers. And one of the terms that I've learned is the difference between, I believe it's like capturing demand versus like generating demand. And this is like the breakthrough, because let me tell you, I have spent so much time trying to generate demand, which is what people teach. I've spent so much time like on social platforms, and I'm not saying that you can't monetize or whatever, you can't be successful. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I've spent so much time doing social media marketing and like learning about all the different kinds of social media marketing and even like the advertising. And when you understand how these platforms work and you understand the demographics of the people that are using these platforms and what the average person is using these platforms for, everything shifts for you, because then you're like, okay, let's just break it down from like how people use the internet. One of the biggest things to understand is purchase intent. And so, it's just, I find it hilarious how I'm speaking right now, but literally, like, you can, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy that people will teach you methodologies that take a longer amount of time for you to see the results that you want to see. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with like building a brand and playing the long game and setting yourself up for success in the future. And like, I think it all helps. It all helps. Having a brand, having social media, it helps. It definitely helps. People look people up on social media. I get it. But what I am saying is, I remember like, it might have been a couple of years ago when I started to get into sales and I flipped the switch and I understood that like, you don't have to do all of this stuff. Like, marketing takes longer than sales, right? But then when you look at like demand capture versus demand generation, demand capture is like a shorter sales cycle than demand generation or whatever, right? Like in one instance, you're literally saying like, here's my stuff, like, and you're saying, here's my stuff, like, I'm posting out on the internet. If you vibe with it, you vibe with it. And then like, maybe you want to buy too. Like you might want to buy, like you might want to solve your problem one day. Versus like, if somebody's actively searching, you have to think in your mind, where do people actively search for XYZ product or solution, offer, etc.? Where are people actively searching? They're like, they're literally typing into whatever platform and they're like ready to hire, ready to buy, ready to purchase. That's a way different game that you're playing than, oh, I scrolled on social media, the vibes were good and now I'm following you. I'm like following you on the social medias. Like, woo. And like, okay, you're following me. Like, I'm following them. It's like, okay, so maybe I follow them for XYZ reason. Not because I want to buy. I might not want to buy. Like, I like the vibes. Or maybe I want to buy, but I don't want to buy right now. I will buy in 6 months, 12 months, a couple years. I don't know. I don't really feel called to buy right now. It's honestly hilarious. And I'm like, so everybody's like been shouting from the rooftops about social media marketing and like, you can do so much with social media, like do this, do that. And like, okay, cool. And I'm not saying, again, it's not like you can't, but the breakthrough is like, I'm going on social media. I mean, the way that I use social media now is a little bit different, but even so, like, I rarely go on social media to like find like, like when you go on like Instagram, for example, and you type in XYZ service or XYZ whatever, like, I don't typically, that's not my first place to go to find a service provider. That's not my first choice to go to find a service provider. But you will see people on social media that are like telling you have a social media. Not saying you shouldn't have a social media, but they're like the discovery with social media is just, sometimes you don't even pop up in search. Like, it's just like the algorithm doesn't even show you because you have so many few like small followers and all this stuff. And it's just, so instead, for example, the majority of my career freelancing, how I've gotten clients has been freelancing platforms where people are going to hire and buy, like they're ready to buy. It's not been social media where I have to nurture and post a bajillion pieces of content and wait for somebody to come and buy one day. Not to say I haven't made sales with social media, because I have a little bit, but it's just like, it's just wild. It's just wild to 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 have this shift and everything. Like, you can spend so much time spinning your wheels and not really like understanding, and when there's a better way, but you don't know about it because it's not talked about enough. Because I mean, you also have to think about, like, when you use certain social media platforms, like when I type in certain searches in social media, there's not a lot of resources available. Like if I go on, I mean, YouTube is like a search platform, but when I go on YouTube for like education related to like stuff like SEO type of stuff, especially for certain platforms, or when I go and look stuff up, there's like not a lot of information out there. There's not a lot of information out there, which is a problem, but it's also really great because if I'm being honest, it's really great because that means there's not a lot of people doing it, right? That means there's not a lot of people doing the things, right? So it's like, that's great, right? Because it's just like, I don't know, less competition, to be honest. If I'm being honest. So, anyway, so for some of these things, like you can't even like search up stuff. You have to like have this background in marketing and sales. And I'm not saying you have to be an expert, but like, because I have this background in marketing and sales, and because like I know, like maybe it's not on YouTube, but like the platform might have some advice, or I might contact their support, and like, yeah. So we have to wrap this up because it's just, there's not enough time. I could talk about this even longer, but because there's so much to say, but you really have to think about the platforms that you're using and purchase intent and all of that, or else you're going to be stuck trying to create demand for something that people might want one day, but not today.